Today, I'm going to show you a cool drum mixing trick that I've been using to mix drums. More specifically, mixing drums from the Digitakt into the Octatrack. And this is a method that I've used in the past on the OP1 with panning drums and effectively taking that to the next step by using mutes to bring in and out drums and also filtering them in different ways. So I have a pretty weird little beat here that I've made utilizing samples from my own stuff, baths and blank form sample packs, and I've also got the Digatone running through the microcosm, which is off screen. I'm not talented enough to show you everything up close. I would need about 6 more cameras to do that. So let's just jam around for a bit, and then I'll kind of show you what I'm doing with the drums on the Digitakt and the Octatrack. Feel free to skip ahead using the chapter markers below if you just want to get into the tutorial for the tips and tricks. Okay, so yeah, just a weird quick little jam to get things started. And first, I'll just bring you through the main part of the pattern on the Octatrack. And our main sample here is this, which is actually like 3 or 4 different samples. And that sound that you're hearing is from one of the blank forms tape haze tracks. And then we have some Baths spliced piano samples thrown in there, and then that main sample again, parameter locked to different parts. It's a pretty long sample that I've chopped up to create that main beat. So there's that. And then a kick and a hi-hat pattern. And those little rolls on the hi-hat track are just parameter locked sounds with the retrig set. And a lovely clap, smack, thwack snare from the Bath Splice pack. So that's the main beat. That's like the drums. Those are the only drums that I've programmed on the Octatrack. And then I've got some bit crushing and a filter, low pass filter, set up on the crossfader, just for fun tricks. So I'm gonna cut all of those tracks out, and I'm gonna show you what I have coming through the Thru machine. Because this is where things get interesting. I'm gonna mute the Digatone for a second. And this is what's coming from the Digitakt. This is all Digitakt drums. And what we have on the Digitakt is a kick, a little snare clack, a sample that I've set a fill up on, which you can hear right there, another clap, and that's it. Again, let's get that Digatone out of there. So what I've done, which hopefully you can hear, is this is all panned to the right. And when I first bring this in, I have set the bass. I've cut the bass on that second filter page way up here. So that main kick track on the Octatrack is really the star of the show in terms of the kick. And then you have a hi-hat and a snare that have a lot more presence in the mids and in volume. But you get this cool background percussion that still fills in a lot of the space. And I have set to my saved pattern, so when I hit function and no to reload the pattern, I have this with the bass fully intact, not cut out at all. So I can cut it out of everything and then bring it back in. And also importantly, because of the digatone part, which you can hear, I have a little bit of an LFO set. Oh, I was showing you the wrong track there. So yeah, the depth is set to about 20 there. And you can hear it pump. You can really hear it pump on the digatone through the microcosm. But it also creates some space in the drums too. It's pretty subtle. Anyways, one fun thing that I like to do when you have this set up, so I have the function no loaded up to give me my bass back on the Digitakt. And then I have these drums playing, right? So we're messing around, these drums are playing, and then I can use these quick mutes to switch the drum pattern. And then I can kind of do the same thing in reverse. So it's not super perfect, but it's a fun little trick. And then I have this delay set up. I have my master track set up with a delay. Actually, no, I don't. I have a delay set up on the Thru machine. So this is cranked up, as you can see, on scene 12. So that feedback ramps up when I move the crossfader over on that scene. Just another fun performance trick. That's really the trick. It's just creating like a drum submix coming into the Thru machine through inputs A and B from the Digitakt. And it's a really cool trick to be able to switch out drum parts quickly, to be able to add layers of drum parts and kind of set them off to one side. So it's really busy, but the frequencies still all work together. It's not too sonically dense in terms of frequencies that you're hearing. Yeah, just a fun trick that I've been messing around with, and I want to try with different types of submixes, I guess you could call them, with different instruments and doubling parts and playing around with the stereo field. It's really cool, especially when you're using a device that has its own effects. So I have like a delay on one of the hi-hats on the Digitakt that I could even pan in stereo to have bouncing to the other side, so it's not all on one side. There are lots of different ways you can implement this, and I definitely want to explore it more in the future. Anyways, thanks so much for joining me today. That's all for today's video, and I will see you next week. Peace.